You know, there are a few games out there that make me feel as cuddly, at peace, and nostalgic as Pokemon Snap. Many of you may remember the intense amount of excitement and hype built around this game, especially if you were in elementary school. And for being a game all about taking pictures, some people on the outside looking in might wonder, why? Why the excitement around a game like this? Well, aside from the game itself being fun, interesting, and easily putting a smile on the majority of gamers' faces, the rail shooter style of gameplay is definitely not the only thing Pokemon Snap has going for it. Whether it was the Game Boy games that took the world by storm, the animated show, its trading card game, or a combination of all of these things, Pokemon found a way to instill a sense of curiosity and wonder. If you were like me, every kid on our block, and every kid in my school, you couldn't get enough of Pokemon and wanted even more. Pokemon Snap was the answer to a burning question that many people wanted an answer for. What would it really be like in a world of Pokemon? What would it be like? How would the creatures behave? What kind of Pokemon would you find if you strolled down the beach? What about if you ventured into a tunnel? Would you actually find fire Pokemon near volcanic sites? What kind would you find in a cave? How about alongside a river or through a valley? Looking back, it's interesting to remember how and why something like Pokemon Snap could have had so much anticipation behind it. From the very start, Pokemon has possessed an uncanny ability to hook a player's full attention early on, and it doesn't take long before it hooks your imagination as well. The world was open, everybody was new, and everything you did, every step you took was taken in the name of discovery. Pokemon was one of the biggest adventures the world had seen, and it came on such a small cartridge, which is another reason why it spread like wildfire. It had even more exposure due to the portability of the Game Boy, combined with the uniquely colored cartridges that you could spot from down the street or a few houses over. It's no wonder why so many people were craving to get even closer to the Pokemon world, since our imagination had already burned it into our hearts. Pokemon Snap created its own marketing hype train as well, with a memorable Safari-themed commercial, printing kiosks with demo cartridges that grabbed the attention of millions of kids as they walked in for their weekend rentals, plus an astounding contest with an unbelievable Australian Safari Grand Prize. With all of the genuine excitement further ignited by these brilliant marketing strategies, Pokemon Snap was a success, selling 3.63 million copies, and was also the most rented game in the United States until October 22, 1999. Not only was this picture-taking spin-off well received, critics even scored Pokemon Snap pretty comparably to Pokemon Stadium and even the original Game Boy games. So with all of that out of the way, now we can talk about why Nintendo would have bothered with creating not just one but two demo cartridges. It's time to take a closer look at this rare piece of gaming history. As many of us know, Pokemon Snap is a fun but pretty short game, so while this other NFR kiosk version used primarily in Toys R Us and Walmart and retailers like that, it does have the full game in it, but this other demo copy primarily used in Blockbuster only had two of the levels, the beach and the tunnel, but that's not the only differences found with this cartridge. You'll notice that in addition to the usual menu options, there's also the print option, which was of course for printing out your favorite Pokemon pictures and how you would go about participating in the Australian Safari contest. One really interesting thing you'll find out about this demo is a bit of an obscure secret. This demo actually comes with pictures that were already taken by the developers, which is really fascinating to think about as you browse through them. The fact is, if I knew somebody with a working Pokemon Snap kiosk, we could actually plug this game in and still print out pictures, which I really hope we can make come true on this channel one day and would be a separate video entirely. Now, the gameplay of the demo is simple. You have access to the first two levels of the game as I stated earlier, the beach and the tunnel, so that must leave you wondering what happens when you get to the end of the tunnel. Well, at the end of the tunnel, the way to advance to the volcano level is to hit this electrode over here, making him self-destruct. But instead, we're left with a cliffhanger, urging us to buy or rent the game instead of being rewarded with the third level. That's really all there is to this demo, but that's part of the fascination too. It was just a taste of the game, but it played a monumental role in getting Pokemon Snap off of the rental shelves and into the hands of millions of people everywhere, just to see what else the world of Pokemon had in store for us. To this day, there's a decent amount of fans that would actually love to see a sequel, and I'd love to see a modern Pokemon Snap that is more fleshed out with more levels, more Pokemon, plus could take advantage of Nintendo's peripherals, which could also very conveniently be used like cameras. I hope there is a Pokemon Snap 2 one day, along with many other people, because being exposed to a free and open Pokemon world is still something that gamers crave. In closing, we can listen to some Pokemon music over the 82 seconds of beta footage that exists for Pokemon Snap. You'll notice it features Ekans, who was never in the final release of the game, which ironically just left 63 Pokemon instead of 64. Anyway, I hope you all enjoyed this little video about Pokemon Snap's hype, reception, and its demo that were crucial to its big success. I look forward to seeing you all next time for the next reviews, which include more in-depth looks at the demos with beta content of Turok 2, Majora's Mask at some point as well, along with hard-to-beat games, and more entries of "It's expensive, but is it good?" Thanks for your patience in between uploads. Aside from work, I had a ton of my attention sucked away by multiple playthroughs of Dark Souls on the Switch, and most recently I got super into Mega Man X Trilogy again on the Super Nintendo. I unfortunately don't have a lot of time to play games, so it's hard to balance playing versus sharing my stories and opinions through videos, but this channel means so much to me, and mark my words, when I say I'll never ever stop making videos for this channel, I really mean it. I appreciate you guys watching all the way through, I really do. Please comment any fond memories you have about Pokemon Snap, or what you'd like to see next out of me. Until then, take care, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.